Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, tonight is the night before the real impeachment trial begins. Today they had arguments for the constitutionality of it. And Schumer put forth his arguments, and McConnell don't seem to want to talk about anything but, of course, yeah, they don't think this is necessary and all that. But he's talked about a colleague who passed from COVID, a Republican representative. He talked about Myanmar and the concerns for democracy there. So, all worthy topics, but interesting that he used so much of his time to talk about those things, which made me wonder how this impeachment trial is going to go. How's it going to go? It seems like both are saying it's not going to be lengthy. But let's just look at it. Let's look at it. I do still see like the Jim Jordans using their turn to spout nonsense. Yeah. And further their political objective. Yeah. Because there are still those who are courting Trump voters hardcore. Not the most of the Republican Party, though. Let's look. How does it go? 5 of coins, government working, 10 of swords. There is going to be a lot of talk about, that's why they made it brief. How dare you all take up valuable time dealing with this when there are people who will be evicted, there are people who are suffering out there because of the economic fallout from the pandemic. There will be a lot of that. Okay. Let's see. But, there will also be Democrats saying, this was our duty. This is important. We have to care about the strength of our democratic government. Okay. And they're valid points. Ace of Cups. It will be emotional. It will be emotional. Oh, they will talk about the insurrection. Oh my gosh. Are they going to have Sicknick's family, someone from Sicknick's family, the officer that was killed during the insurrection? Will they have someone speaking? They may. I hope they find, I know Goldman, the officer who so bravely, oh my gosh, led the mob away from the Senate, away from them by tapping that guy's chest, tapping the leader's chest, and instigating things with him. Led the whole. Oh my gosh! I know he's been recognized for his heroism, but I hope he's mentioned in this too. It will be quite emotional, you guys. A lot of debate. The 10 of Swords, though. What's the 10 of Swords? Regarding convicting, the 9 of Coins, sitting pretty. Regarding the convicting of Trump, I pulled cards on that last week, and I thought the cards didn't look good for it. But yet, I got this gut feeling like the Republicans want him barred from running again in 2024. Absolutely. This is an opportunity to do that, and I also have seen a lot of really horrific stuff coming out during the trial that will influence American opinion toward convicting more. But then this 10 of Swords, it may be that they would pursue that in another way, making sure that this man's reputation is thoroughly ruined, and I think they will. But I also think that they don't want their fingerprints on it too much, because they don't want to lose even one Trump supporter at the ballot box. So, and they can't afford to. I mean, It looks grim for the Republican Party in the next elections. So they may not. Will they vote to convict? I'm going to ask again. But see, my gut has been saying they're going to turn on him and just, make sure he doesn't run in 2024. Brand new beginning. Queen of Cups, ride it out. They may ride it out and not do that right now. Six of Cups, they may not. They may not. Okay, but a lot of times this is what I get. I get the general feeling of it in my gut. I get the feeling like, yeah, they're going to, most of the Republicans are going to realize they need to fight against the conspiracy theories. They need to destroy the reputation of Donald Trump. They need to do those things. But again, they don't want their fingerprints on it. They're going to instead, I think, be passively sitting by as a lot of things happen to Trump. They might even voice some objection to it on air. Who knows? But they want that rooted out. Except for Cruz and some others who want to tap in to that populist energy. I think he's going to try to be the new populist candidate in 2024. So there are those. See, they're a fractured party. They're not together. There is that smaller subset, smaller group that would go with that populist wave and try to increase their own fortunes that way. And they've taken donations from people like Rebecca Mercer and so on. So yeah, they're not, who's worked with Steve Bannon and all this, they're not on McConnell's side. And McConnell can't lasso them all in and get them under his control. There are more of them who don't want to alienate the Trump supporters because they need some of them to vote for them. Okay. Anyway, anything else about the impeachment trial? Pregnant with a new possibility. There's the possibility. Queen of Coins. That's that donor, though. And I do think it's Rebecca Mercer, you guys. I've seen her all the time. This big donor to the Republican Party. And I stopped saying Rebecca Mercer all the time because I thought, well, it could be somebody else as well, But there's been a recent article come out about how active the Mercers still are in donating to influence public policy, influence politicians. It's not that there aren't bigger donors. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they are the biggest one now. But it's just the targeted way in which they've really tried to use their money and their business to try to undermine democracy. They want a more authoritarian kind of leadership here. They got too far right for the Kochs, even. So, there's that. And we got the Seven of Wands standing their ground. So there will be politicians who just simply, we are pregnant with the possibility. I feel like there's some mystery then still about whether Trump will be convicted or not. Because we're pregnant with a new possibility. But then there will be those who stand their ground. Yeah. And a lot of Republican lawmakers at the start of this are basically saying they will not vote to convict. And they do need the 60%. So, in any case, I come back to, there's the death. Yeah, death card. In any case, it flew out. And Knight of Coins. They're going to make sure Trump is ineligible for re-election, does not get reelected, does not have a serious candidacy in 2024. Maybe there will be a different way by which they do that, though. Maybe it's him getting in trouble with the law that does it. But that's their bid for, okay, We want a new Republican Party. We want a new security here. Yeah. So we know that much anyway. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. You take care. And, well, our government is government at work doing something it's supposed to be doing by impeaching him again. So that's at least a comfort. Well, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.